here we go. The 4th live stream, starting right now. This is the most precise timing ever seen on planet Earth. I'm just kidding. Hello everyone, we're back with our 4th live stream. We're going to wait a couple of minutes for everyone to join. And until that, I'm going to talk about, I don't know what the live stream will contain. Also, maybe a couple of words about Shapelab's journey. So, yeah, let me just open up my notes in case I need... Hi there. Yes, come, users, viewers, guys, come. Okay, so let me just start with where we came from. As a small team, you know, we just came out with our February update, which included texture exporting as well as auto UV, and there was a pretty huge improvement in performance, which was awesome. And since that, we experienced a huge gain in users. Also, we have a pretty nice community that's growing, mostly on Discord. And let me just tell you guys how thankful I am for the awesome content that you create. I see every time I open up Showcase, I'm just bamboozled, you know, I'm just, all of the things there just wondrous. I'm so amazed by that. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but when you see something that you work on really hard, and I can say this in the name of all of us, our whole team, when you work so hard on something and you see people really using it and creating awesome stuff with it, it's just, I don't know, it just, you know, gets right to the feels, you know. So yeah, that's kind of pretty cool, and this was in February, and we're just coming out with our next update soon. So that's something to be excited about. And I'm just gonna give you guys a snippet of it, but it's actually going to have auto-saving, finally, yay! Also, we're going to let you guys save your brush settings, which is also nice. And the big guns, you know, just to have a little bit of connection with the April Sculpting Challenge, there's going to be alpha painting, which is super exciting, you know. I'm not going to say anything more, just to keep you on edge. But yeah, as mentioning the April Sculpting Challenge, we're soon, it's soon to be over. The deadline is so soon, so you still have some time to join the April Sculpting Challenge. The theme is bunny and egg. So your sculpt has to include a bunny or an egg, or both, but not neither, as the great text says. Also there's a restriction in tools, so you have to use the surface stamp and the painting tool with the same alpha. So you can see the connection there. And our colleague Peter just put out a video for you guys to have some guides on how to create your own alphas in Photoshop. So you should watch that if you're unsure about it. Also, there is a pretty cool dragon inside, you know, pretty cool dragon scales. So yeah, that comes handy. What else is there? Oh yeah, what is this live stream going to be about? Well, I haven't planned anything special for today. I see that the most revisited topic is the tips and tricks. So we're just going to go over what we already had talked about, but I'm going to make like a little collection of it. So with revisiting the tips and tricks that we already talked about, which is actually, there are good material on our YouTube channel, like short videos, and the previous live streams also contain some of the workflow tips. So with that, I'm also going to revisit my old models. So yeah, I guess let's just start with it. What I first wanted to show was the pictures, the renders of my old models. So first of all, I'm going to open this cowboy model up. You can see on the render the background was created in Blender, but all of the sculpt with the details was created in Shapelab. And this was before the update, so this is all vertex painting. And I didn't really include any kind of textures in Blender, so this is what you get. So what we're going to talk about is how I made the jewelry, and maybe we're going to add some more. And also you can see the head is a little bit too big, and I just found out about a pretty good workaround on how to make a part of a sculpt smaller with masking. So we're also going to see that. And oh yeah, and also I'm going to talk about front faces combined with painting, just to talk about my experience with this sculpt. You can see this is another render from it from a different angle. Actually, after I sculpted this, I rigged it, so it was good for rigging, because it was a very detailed model, but the decimation was so powerful in this one. It kept so many of the details that it was pretty easy to rig it. So that's how I moved the legs, because I just wanted to do it stationary. Yeah, the gun was pretty fun. I think I would do it a lot differently right now, because we have so many new stuff inside Shapelab that maybe some things would be easier. I could also, we have PBRs right now, so I could also do different type of roughness for different type of elements of it. And the next one we're going to talk about is my self-portrait. I brought these models up because the last live stream I wasn't, it was so, I don't know, I got so excited because so many of you guys were talking in the chat that it was so hard to stay focused, and I missed a couple of questions because I wasn't checking it regularly. I will try to check on it more than I did the last video, but some of you asked me to show some of my work, and I guess these two I'm pretty proud of, but also, it's not the best, it's not perfect. There are a lot of stuff that I would do differently right now. And with the self-portrait, I think I really wanted to show this because it was so easy to create it in Shapelab because of the reference images. I just loaded in pictures of my face from every angle, and seeing those while sculpting was, it was my quickest model, which is, unbelievable for me. But I just did the head, the shapes, and after that I added the procedural or no particular system for the hair in Blender. But the thing is that I'm not proud of the crease, so I'm going to recreate the crease or just enhance it a little bit with the trick for the crease brush combined with the inflate brush. That comes handy for creases like this. And I also made a mistake because the ears weren't merged, and this is a perfect opportunity to revisit the mirror and weld command. So yeah, we're also going to talk about that. This is another shot of it. I would also, pay more attention to the hair, but this was my first attempt, so I guess it's okay for a first attempt, isn't it? So yeah, I think that's it. Let's just hop in. I'm just going to check if you guys have any question. Morning, hi. Yes, come users. Okay, enough with that. Let's hop into Shapelab. Let's just get on the nitty-gritty. Hopefully everything's set up. Also, you can make your bet now on how many times I'm going to hit the microphone. The tendency right now is once per live stream. Hopefully we're not going to amp that up. Yeah, so here I come. Okay. I also hope that you will be able to hear me correctly. I'm trying to shout, okay? Maybe I'm also going to check it. It should face me. Yep. Amp up the gain a bit. And that's right. So first of all, I'm going to load these models in. Ooh, I can only hope that it's not going to be... Sometimes my headset is losing tracking, so... Oops, nope. I already had them saved here. Where is it? Oh no, the first issue. I just need to quickly check it. No problems, I have it. I just need a moment. I can load it on from there. Okay. This is the most exciting part. No, I'm just kidding. I could tell jokes until I import it, but no one would thank me for that. So here it goes. Oh, you can see that the FBX is saved out with the eyes separate and the ears separate from the head. So it looks pretty creepy like that. But let's just start with the basics. If I, pull the trigger into thin air, it's going to select everything, and then I can move around my whole scene. If I want, you can see that the scene sculpt parent is here, and if you would want to move your whole model there, you have to merge them. I mean, join them with the join command, not the union one, because the union one is going to merge them together and it's going to become inseparable afterwards. It will be separable if it doesn't have any kind of intersection in space, but otherwise it's just going to make a manifold object of it. So I could use, also the A object is always going to be the one that you merge towards. This is going to be your parent. This is important because I have a very important X mirror axis on that head, and I want to keep that. I don't want, for example, if the planes doesn't align, I wouldn't want the axis of the other objects. Instead, I want the axis of the head. And I can keep that one if I select that one as the object A. Object B is going to be the ears. I'm just going to join them. And object B is going to be one of the eyes, join them. Other eye, oops, wrong button. The other eye, join them. And right now, if I select it, I can just eyeball it into the middle of the of the scene. If I'm unsure about that, I can also turn on a couple of guidelines. It's in the option menu. It's the X button on your. It's the second button or the closer button to you on your secondary controller, because if you're left-handed, it's going to be button. Is it A or is it B? It's going to be button A if you're left-handed. It's going to be button X if you're right-handed. I also have to look at my controllers, because I don't know. I don't remember the order of the buttons. But I just got so used to it that it becomes muscle memory for me. And also there is not a lot of buttons on a VR controller. But where I just wanted to show the guides that you can turn on. You can turn on the edit mode grid, which shows you the plane, object bounding box and pivot, sorry. Active object. Active object is right now is invisible, but if I add something, you can just see it. The other thing becomes darker. I think that's it for that part. I'm going to start with the ears. The ears are a little bit small. I have small ears. This is me, by the way. If anybody joined later, this is me. I know. It looks pretty creepy without any kind of hair on it. But, yeah. You just gotta accept yourself, you know what I mean? But I'm not pleased with the ears. So I joined them in order to move them around. And I'm just gonna separate them because I need the ears, you know. Here's the separate continuous meshes command. It's inside the context menu. It's a button on your right controller if you're right-handed. And I'm just going to press 4. No, I'm just going to press 5. These are 5 objects. The reason why I'm doing that is because you can see that there are 2 ears, 2 eyes, and a head. That adds up to 5. Welcome to my basic math class. I'm sorry. I shouldn't joke around. I have terrible humor. But I'm just going to press it. I'm just going to set it to 5 because the separation order is coming from. It separates the smallest from the biggest, and I don't really know which one is the smallest. In size and polygon count. So I'm just going to be safe and separate all of them. And you can see, because I have active object turned on, that the head is going to be the active object, and the other ones are going to be separate right now. But if I go back and just set it to 2, it might not be the one that I want. Yeah, it separated the eyes and the ears from the head, but I need the ears separate. What if I press 3? Well, it's going to, it's not perfect because it separated one ear from the eyes, and I don't need that. So let's just go back to 5. And from then on, I can go on and delete one of the ears. Okay, is some kind of grid snapping coming eventually? Yeah, sure, we are working on it right now. It's in our 2023 plans. Unfortunately, I cannot say any kind of, roadmap or something, but it's definitely coming, and it's our biggest priority yet. It's just, it takes some time for us to figure out what's the best way to implement it to the software. Unfortunately, I cannot come out with more information than that right now, but just bear with us. It's going to come out sooner than later. Also, I think alpha painting is going to be very exciting too. So there is autosave as well, which was also essential. So we are paying attention, and we are going to come out with it. it's just it just takes a little time, you know. Back to the ears. I'm going to make this ear bigger and place it where I would want it. Oh, maybe this is too big. I don't know, this is kind of right. Maybe too big. Just a little bit of anatomy. The ear should be the size like from the lower part of your forehead until the tip of your nose. I mean, it can differ, but it's around that size most of the time. So if you just if you would just create a line from there and there, that's how big it should be. Okay, yeah, I just placed that. I'm gonna see from the front if it's quite alright. Maybe. Oh, and the ears are turning a little bit outwards from the head. So if it's the right place, I don't mind that little spot there. Maybe I'm going to take some out of the head to even enhance that hole, because you know you have your hearing hole. And if it's at the right place, I'm going to go ahead, hop into the context menu, go see the transforms tab, and you are going to be able to see the mirror command only when you're in scene mode. To trigger scene mode, you have to push your secondary controller's thumbstick up. So you will be able to see mirror commands there. There is one that says mirror and weld, which is going to mirror the topology from the negative side to the positive side and then merge them together. Obviously, it works the same way as when I was talking about union, that if it has intersection, it's not going to be separable anymore, because it's going to create a manifold object. But if it doesn't have intersection, you will still be able to separate the ears into two objects. The reason for that is because it has, it's physically two continuous meshes, and the engine checks if there are two or more continuous meshes and separates them. The clone and mirror, however, is working with like a join command, so it's the same that you saw in Boolean operations. But right now, I usually use mirror and weld just because I like to work with one stuff, and the mistake I made was that the ears weren't merged into the head. Now see, no matter if I choose the x-axis of the head for mirroring the ear, it's still not going to merge it with the head. It just merges with the thing that was mirrored. So if I apply, these two are still separate objects. This is handy for a couple of reasons, but I think those are pretty self-explanatory. So I'm just going to go into Boolean and I'm actually going to merge them together, because I don't need the holes anymore. You have to merge it at some point. I would advise you to do this at the end to merge anything that you want to do, retopo on, because retopo for the ears sucked. I don't know the exact reason, but if you join in Shapelab and save like that, it might, some software might experience it as the same as, it will not be parenting but union, but with weird like duplicated vertices. So either make it a whole separate object or merge it, but don't try to do retopo with two objects joined together and export it like that, because it might mess up the order or the parenting later on. So I just merged that, and I'm just going to move forward. Oopsie, I wanted to go to that. I'm just going to move forward to creasing the eye. I know it looks pretty weird right now, so I might turn off active object just to see the eyes. And here's what I was talking about, that the crease is not enough right here. I want to enhance that. And we have a pretty good crease tool, which I'm going to give quite a bit of strength to it, and also amp up the resolution. Yeah, just like that. I'm going to show you guys the topology of the mesh. I created this way before the February feature update came out, and right now the smoothing and topology in general is a lot better than it was, so it creates a lot smoother surface when you start smoothing with using the regularize tool with a dynamic topology turn on. There is no dynamic, I mean, there is only dynamic topology for regularize tool, but you can turn it off for the smooth tool. I'm going to show that later. But you can also get rid of this line in between. But it's pretty dense. For the crease, I need this density of polygons. So big resolution, quite a bit strength, and a very small cursor will do it. I'm just gonna go over it. Oh, I'm at pinch, not crease. Maybe I'm going to smooth it down a little bit before. I'm going to turn off dynamic topology before, because I need that resolution. And just smooth this out. And go over it. Oh, with a lot smaller cursor. Like that. And smooth again, but with resolution turned off. So it is going to use the resolution of your current mesh. You can see it here. It does not change the number of polygons, only the position. Okay, so I have this. Maybe it's not enough. So after you crease something, you can go to the inflate tool, turn dynamic resolution off, and go back again to create a very pronounced crease. It's going to blow up the mesh like a balloon, but it's also going to keep the topology that you already created. So that is going to look like a very pronounced crease. And you can actually see the difference of how much the crease is pronounced right now. Also, I have quite a bit of fat on my lids, but eyelids usually are a bit flatter, so I can go on with the trim tool and make it a little bit flat. Only the part that's down there, you know. If I'm not pleased with the result, I can just go back and do it once more. Oop. And just like that. I don't like the position of the crease, I don't have to worry about that because I can just use the move tool with smaller strength to reposition it. If these two are too close to each other, you can just go ahead and mess down the part of this part of your eyelid. Yep. And grab it a little bit closer. You can delete all the mask topology. I can see something not nice going on here and I can just smooth it down. Yep, just like that. There's quite a bit of difference between how everything looks inside of Shapelab and how it's going to look after you put on, I don't know, textures or hair. But you can create pretty nice assets when you're using the paint tool with reference images and just trying to use the eyedropper, the pipette, to match the colors of the picture. That's what I did. So it might look a bit different right now, but it's definitely something that comes out more when you're putting it into another software. Okay, let's just go on with the next one, which is this one. Where did it go? Where did it go? It's actually nowhere. Great. Maybe I'm going to show it on this one. It doesn't really matter. This is something I tried to put together some time ago, but I didn't finish it. So maybe it's even more exciting. Join, and bye-bye. Bye me, bye. Okay, let's just see. I want to replace this back to where it was. This is really funny. I'm gonna turn off the grid. I don't usually use these guides because I like to work in free space. But the concept for this one was free mediums, how it was once regular sculpting, then using the mouse, and how it's VR modeling right now. And I modeled this hand first. You can see a very nice crease on it. But I don't know, what if I feel like the thumb is too big? Well, you can just go ahead. Oh, X symmetry is turned on. You just go ahead, mask it out. I don't need that much mask around the edges. I just want to make the thumb smaller. You know, this one. You can invert the mask. No, how was it? You can separate it. It's somewhere over here. Yeah. Here is separate mask. Also, you can find it inside the polytransforms tab of the context menu. And if I press it, it's going to create two separate objects of the mask topology. If I click one of it and move it, I can see that there is a hole on both of them. I have to close those up before I start doing anything. I mean, yeah, Your mesh doesn't necessarily have to be watertight, but if you want it to be printed, for example, it's the most optimal if it's watertight. So you would have to fill up these holes. But I can see that there are small parts where I accidentally touched the upper fingers with the mask tool. So I'm just going to separate those. I don't know, maybe voxel remesh and delete. Oh yeah, this is actually a perfect opportunity for me to show how voxel remesh could be great for cleaning up 3D scans. I'm just going to close holes first, and if I remember correctly, I might not remember correctly, but I might. Oh yeah, voxel remesh also has a close holes before remeshing option. Could have used that one, but it's whatever now. But if I set the wanted resolution and press on remesh. Oh, how was it? Oh no, it was only with separate, sorry. But I can, yeah, so with voxel remeshing, these are going to get even smaller when you have like a 3D scan that is very convoluted around the edges. If you press voxel remesh, you can just get rid of these small pieces. After, you can just press the separate command, and the small pieces of, tear up around your 3D scan is going to be very easily deletable. That's the thing I wanted to show. But I'm just going to go back and I moved these around a lot. Yeah, so it's not separated anymore. Back to mask tool. Ooh. Yep. This I had a little bit from here. I'm going to erase this part. Yep. And again, separate mask. It has some holes. I want to close the holes on these as well. And now I can just make this one smaller. I don't know, just a teeny weeny bit. Now, if you want to make this hole again, you need them to have a shared surface. You need them to touch somewhere. But after that, I can just click. Yep, and union. Oh yeah, it remembers the mask topology. You can just clear that. Go around the edges with smooth. I would advise dynamic resolution for this, because it's going to care about the topology. It's going to care for the topology a little bit more, so you wouldn't have to worry about that one. But yeah, the thumb is a little bit smaller right now. Oh, the cursor of this was pretty funny as well, because I just used a 3D stamp like this, and I carved out the forms like this or something like that. It was really funny. Oops. Oh yeah, I'm going to give the scale back for this one. Oh, wow, I forgot it completely. Like this. Ooh, bye-bye, context menu, unwanted context menu. And like this or something? Yes, and after that, just going back with this one. Like this. Or something like that. I think you see my point. Okay, another thing I wanted to show, maybe because I didn't find, will that remove the seam, the flat part? The seam of what? About the cursor? What seam? What seems to be the problem, officer? I told you, terrible humor. Okay, well, we will get back to the... When you join the thumb. Well, you are going to have a little bit of the seam as the part where it joins together. The hand part is a little bit bigger, but you can just go ahead and smooth it around. So it's going to be watertight. If I go inside, you can see that it has no seam at all. It's completely joined together. I just went around with this with the smooth tool a little bit, and it usually does the job perfectly. So I guess it will have a little bit of seam, but it's very easy to remove. Okay, so I couldn't open the cowboy up. Oh yeah, if you can see right now, that hand that has a, I don't know, some kind of sparks coming out of it, that pointing hand is selected. If I push my thumbstick up, it's going to select the raycast one. And for selection, this is a quick switch between the two modes. If raycast is turned on, then I can point into thin air and just select something there. If I have the pointing hand selected, then I have to move closer in space to actually select something. The pointing hand comes handy when you're trying to select from small pieces that are very close to each other, so you can just precisely, you know, move your hand there. Yeah, the inside's gone, yeah. Okay, selected the head, and I wanted to show you how to make jewelry on the cowboy, but I think the head is also very compatible to Woo. I am going to get rid of this ugly stuff here. So the head is also going to be perfect for jewelry. What I wanted to show is creating chains. If I select the sphere here and stamp it down, well, maybe no, I'm just going to, create a completely new sphere because I want a different object that I can move later on. I create a sphere and use the tentacle tool. You can see the settings here. You can press on connected. Rotation comes handy because it's going to rotate wherever you move your cursor. And I don't know if I need front faces. I don't need it. Yeah, we're gonna try it like this. But if I start pulling this out, and I'm gonna try to pull it out in a chain shape, or at least like you can see I'm able to pull it through the mesh, but it's actually going to have an intersection. I'm just going to make this bigger. This is also very powerful, that you can make things so big in Shapelab. So you can see that there is intersection there. And you can get rid of that with the voxel remesh pretty easily. That is also going to take care of topology, because it's going to give even topology throughout the whole mesh with selected resolution. I don't need very big resolution for this one, and you can see the intersection is gone. Well, this is a pretty wonky chain or link right now, so I can just go ahead with the inflate tool. Right now you can use dynamic topology if you want, it doesn't matter, but it might give you a little bit more strength than that. Create something like that. I think this is great when you want to, for example, when you want it to be a bit raggedy, like old jewelry or worn out jewelry. If this one is small, it's going to look very much like a chain, a link in the chain. And you can just clone it and put it inside the other one. It's so easy. And to save some time, you can actually join these two together. Oops, I pressed union. I wanted join. Join these two together, yeah. And when you clone them, you already have two. You can create 8 from 4 and so on and so forth. So it's very easy to create a chain like this. I did this trick with the leaves too, with the flowers in our spring artwork. It was very easy to duplicate the flowers and just create a whole meadow in like seconds with this. And you can go around. You can also mess with the position. I think you can be pretty fast with the two of them already. Another way to create a chain is actually the stamp tool. Well, you can create a dummy. Let's say that this is my dummy object right now. If I usually use, oh wait, I'm just gonna, yeah. I usually use square-like shapes because it's easier to block out with, and then just smooth and carve down the edges. And if I stamp it down, maybe it looks more like this. If I stamp this down, switch it or invert the brush, and nope, oops, make it a little bit thicker and go through it. Steady hands, steady hands. Then it already looks something like a chain. I'm gonna make it a little bit. And I can just smooth it. If it turns the geometry to something that you really don't want it to, that might be because the resolution is again set to dynamic. If you turn that off, it's going to keep the edges nicely. So I would really advise you to do it like this. It's going to give a much smoother smooth. I don't know. It's not going to mess up the shape so much. These square-like shapes are more for big chains, I think, as far as I know, as far as I remember. I'm also going to yes, great. I separated it, and again with the clone I can create a chain. If you want it to look like it's something that that's hanging a bit, you should remember that it's going to hang towards one of the corners of the chain. It's very rare that it hangs in the middle. You know, it's a tiny detail, but it looks a bit more immersive like that. So that's about the chains. We actually have 10 minutes left. And time is going so fast when you are having so much fun. But as we have only 10 minutes left, I don't think I will finish the whole jewelry. I think you get the idea on creating chains for jewelry, but I'm just going to say a quick word about painting. And for that, I am going to use the ear. What I wanted to show you guys is how when you paint something, no matter that you paint what you see, it's going to appear on the other side of your mesh if the cursor is going too much inside and touches the other side of the ear as well. It's going to color both sides. And that can be pretty annoying because there are some times when you don't see the other side and you're so far into painting, and maybe you just start ruining what you already did before. And to prevent this from happening, you should just turn on front faces only. And with that, you are only going to paint what you see. Nothing in behind. Nothing behind. And yeah, front faces works just like the name describes it. It's going to try to only see the faces your cursor is facing. See if I can paint the back of the ear if my cursor is facing it. So it's not about vision. It's not really about where you look. Instead, it's about the orientation of your cursor. This is a difference I have to mention. I'm also just going to take out this whole bit. Maybe give it a little bit more here. Oh yeah, and also after merging these two together, you can see the seam of it, but it is manifold right now. Don't mind that one. That's a different object. So yeah, I guess that's it. If you guys have any questions, any chance the can be added so people can stream in. Oh, if you could explain it a little bit more and just if you have any kind of feature request, you can would appreciate it if you just put it on our Discord server, and we usually take note of those all the time and see what we can and cannot do. Live LIV I'm not sure if I know about that one. Right now streaming is I use OBS for it. I don't know if you mean that one. Or you mean like watching videos inside? We are thinking about that. We just don't know what type of platform to use right now, so it's gonna take some time to figure that one out. I'm just gonna hop out of Shapelab, use the quick save. back to reality. Was that me hitting the mic? Oh yeah, in third person. Yeah, we're thinking about adding third person view, but we just first have to see our options. And right now we are working about the auto save and brush settings saving, also alpha painting. After that, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to bet on it, but I'm pretty sure that after that the snapping is going to come next. Still, don't take my word for it, but snapping is going to come next, and maybe after that, like late 23. We'll see. I won't promise that the third person view is coming, but it's definitely on the list. So yeah, that's it for the tips and tricks, I guess. If you found it useful, please let us know on our Discord server. And also, April Sculpting Challenge. Cannot stress it enough. Deadline is coming soon. The theme is bunny or egg. Create a bunny or an egg or both of them, but not neither, with the use of surface stamp and paintbrush. And you should use the same alpha for both of them. We already have entries. They're looking quite good. If you have anything other than that you've sculpted in Shapelab, you can just share it inside of the showcase channel. We just created a work in progress channel. That's also for you guys to share your progress, maybe have some questions about workflows. Don't be afraid to share your favorite workflow on our Discord. Yeah, and if you have any kind of question outside of the live stream, you can just ask it there. We're pretty active. We try to answer everything. If you have a feature request, as I mentioned before, you can put it there. And yeah, if you have any wishes for future content, we're always very appreciative of feedback, because we really want to put out useful things for you guys. So yeah, give us a clue, give us something to work with if you have wishes. And I guess that's all. Pretty nice stream right now. Thank you guys for joining in, and thank you guys for the questions. Hope everything was okay, and see you guys in the next one. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.